All right, folks, here we are after market close on Monday, November 29th. We're going to take a look at SoFi. And I didn't have time to re-record an intro video today. I thought I was going to be able to, but things conspired against me. So tomorrow, I'm planning to make a very autumnish type intro. So before that happens, I have to mention that before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. All right, so SoFi today clawing back a little bit. As we know, it's had a rough few days. If we flip out here to the 5-day, flip out, man. We see, big tumble down, slight recovery, big tumble down, slight recovery, and then a recovery up today. And, a lot of this sort of like after hours and pre-market activity kind of disjointed from the actual active market hours, which is interesting. So we'll see how that sort of evolves as the days proceed. But in any case, today, pretty standard trading. It was looking really nice in the pre-market, right? I think at points it was up about 3% or so, and then got caught under the VWAP, batted itself around there, reclaimed and confirmed, got itself basically with the VWAP situated right about that 1829 support level that we had on the chart, and with sort of the combo of those two things adding support, it was just able to bounce off there a couple of additional times today. And as you know, I tend to get nervous if things go to the well too many times, because you can only expect buyers to show up so many times at the same level before it's likely to fail. But did a good job holding support there into close. So looking for sort of some bullish momentum to stick with us in the coming days on my end. Now on this relatively messy chart that we're looking at here, but can zoom in to try to kind of make sense of it. So we were looking for where we were going to get caught, right, on this extreme downturn. And we're speculating in last Wednesday's video. Go back and watch that. It's my most recent SoFi video. If you missed that one, that's the one that's talking about the naked short selling. Really interesting video and a ton of helpful information that was just sent my way. All of the hard work and kudos for that video really goes to Patrick, who sent me that info, and I go through what he says in there. But in any case, could sort of explain some of the major selling off that we saw from nearly the $25 mark here. But in any case, from a chart perspective, we are looking to maybe sort of stabilize here a little bit in some practical ways, some logical ways. And so first of all, we grabbed this double bottom here right at this 1752, right? First we had wick support off of it, and then we had candle body support off of it, and then we're able to start working back to this uptrend support, which was previous uptrend resistance, right? That turned to uptrend support here and sort of helped launch this big, this decent run up. And so if we can claw back uptrend support there again, off of today's relatively hammerish looking candle, which is very nice as well, then this could sort of unlock the key to this run to the next level that I see here, 1984. Now I do think there's an additional level here that's developed, and I'm going to put this in just so that we have it. And I know that it just clogs up the chart more, but sorry. The other ones are still intact. Now, I don't know how strong this one will be, so I'm going to dot it just in case it's not super strong. But you do see previous support here, support resistance that had flipped to support. If we draw it back further, yeah, there's some flipping at that same level. So to me, the next test is a couple of things. One, can we really establish on this yellow uptrend support line? That would be great. Can we make a run at this 1914? And then if so, 1984 to me is the next level. That obviously then unlocking the key to reclaiming the $20 level, the 20s of dollars. So that's what I'm looking for from a chart perspective, but also I won't leave this on, but let's just put it there for a moment to take a peek at it. if you look at this, like really steep downtrend channel, right? Really steep downtrend that was cut in here. So it's basically, this is, the program. The people ask me all the time what program this is. This is the Webull desktop app. I'm also looking to try out Trend Spider soon. I thought I was going to do that today, but I ran out of time. So probably some point this week, you'll see me charting on Trend Spider if I can get the hang of it. And in any case, this auto generates this channel, right? You just kind of draw a line and then it auto generates and reads the channel. So the thing that I do like about this is that it auto generating a channel leaves it pretty clear sometimes when something leaves the channel. Now, that doesn't always mean that something is going to go, oh, wow, I've never seen that before. Interesting. All right, well, let me delete that and not fiddle around with this anymore. But in any case, it's really interesting to me because it's sort of situations like this where you see this candle not only helping to stabilize the price action or the selling pressure over the last 4 days now, but also at some key levels, right? With support right here at this 1829 plus this uptrend support level in yellow that we could have, plus a break of the downtrend channel that it had been plaguing SoFi since since like the 12th of November. So solid 17 or so days. Now, that's the chart side of things. Before we flip over to the data side of things, I do want to mention the Patreon concept is coming together. I think I'm going to roll it out pretty sort of like standardized around sort of a concept and then add things on. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to roll it out with like 3 or 4 different options, and each option has like 2 or 3 different components to it. So you have like, you very quickly can get like 8 to 12 moving pieces, right? With a brand new thing. What I'd rather do is say, if you want to like hop into the Patreon, it's $5 a month, and here's what it'll be. Start with that. Once that sort of gets a nice rhythm going and things are sort of working well in that way, then I can say, okay, here's a $10 level. If you want the $10 level, you'll get these additional things. So, I think that, and my Twitter feed, especially last week, was pretty indicative of how that Patreon will roll out. So this is just to say that's coming together quite well. I'm anticipating getting that out the door before the end of the year, but I never know what might pop up. I have a lot of busy factors that could come up to unexpectedly require my attention, but we'll see. But folks have been asking about it, so I just thought I'd mention it here before we move on with the data. So speaking of Patrick, who was the great contributor to last week's video about the naked shorts, he sent me an email and he had mentioned that, I'll just read it to you, the largest options by total premium ever were executed today for SoFi, $17.50/$25 bull put spread with a January 19th, 2024 expiration date. Seems like someone is hedging something here. Interestingly, another extremely large option spread happened for Opendoor a little bit before it. Very interesting to me that the contract amount and strategies were the exact same. And so then he sent me a link, and I tried to make the link a little bit simpler to view. So this is the link. So this is what he's talking about. Somebody placed a sell of $25 puts for 2024. So this is a little over 2 years into the future, at $25, and collected $40 million in premium, turned around and bought 1750 puts, same expiration, same size, $35,000 contracts, and paid $22.60. So they created for themselves a credit of the difference between those two, and so that's why it's a bull put spread. And so I didn't pull up the link with the Opendoor as well, just in case this is like already confusing to anyone, but I do have it here on my phone. Basically, the contracts that were opened for open was a sell of $22 put for, again, January 19th, 2024, and then a purchase of $15 puts January 19th, 2024, and just looking for the size here, same size, 35,000 contracts. So same situation. So that's why he's saying it's a weird sort of mirroring of events here. I don't know if this is potentially like somebody involved in the IPO, the Chamath's funds situation, IPOE, and what was Open Door, IPOB or something. I can't remember. But in any case, the sort of timestamps on here was the selling of each of them. SoFi's $25 put sold at 1:21 in the afternoon, at 12:26 in the afternoon. That's when the open sell came in, and then the purchase on the SoFi side of things came in at the exact same time. So somebody executed this as like, I want this, packaged together, and I want to receive my credit from packaging this sell and this buy together. And then same thing happened on the open side of things. So interesting there. It's, I flipped over to try to see what we're looking at on the biggest option trade side of things, because we did see it flip last week at some point. And I know it's a pretty simplistic view of all these things. Like Patrick is taking a bit more of a nuanced or complex view of some of these things, and therefore might be able to extract a more realistic version of what's happening. But if we just go from the most simplistic side of things, the biggest options trades on unusual whales, showing again 6 bull trades coming through with 4 bear trades coming through, which is what we saw that flip to also late last week. So I guess late because it was such a short trading week, but I guess it would have been mid trading week last week. But here you see that spread, right? It says here, trade is part of a multi-leg option stock strategy. And then you click for details and you see what we're just looking at. But pretty interesting situation there, just for added info for folks. But yeah, if you want to add anything about that in the comments, feel free. I don't want to get too neck deep into the options situation here, because I try to touch on it and keep it relatively simple, because I don't know how familiar a lot of folks are with options. I do get a lot of comments that folks would like to be more familiar with options. I'm going to do my best to put some stuff out about that in the future. I do think that it's very, very helpful. I first learned options just because I had a fear that if the stock market turned bearish for a period of time, that I wouldn't really know how to make any money in a bearish market. And so obviously that's you're very thankful to be in that situation when something like the crash of early 2020 happens, and you have some concept of how to still try to stay profitable in those situations. But I actually have a couple of videos that even if you don't know options trading, there's still ways that you can do that by just buying ticker symbols. And you can search my channel for what to trade when the market is crashing, and also something about growth stocks crashing, what to trade, something like that. But the relatively older videos. But if you look in my investing and trading mini courses playlist, that's where you could find that. All right, folks. I think that'll do it for today. Just quick recap on the chart here. I'm looking for this 1829 support to hold, continuing to establish this uptrend support in yellow, testing this 1914 sooner than later, and then 1984, and maybe we'll get a test of 20 before the week is out. We'll see. But that's what I'm looking at in the meantime. Oh, somebody had also sent me a suggestion on how to display this Webull better so that there was less noise, and I totally forgot, so I have to go back and look at that, try to find that comment. I'm so behind on the comments also. I'm sorry about that. I'm just behind on a lot of things. I'm trying to shift a bunch of focus to getting this Patreon together, and I'm just trying to do it in a thoughtful way. It's not that it's super complex and time consuming, but I'm trying to do it in a thoughtful way that there's no herky jerky starts, that I don't overpromise and underdeliver from the beginning and all that jazz. So, it's just trying to do things in a systematic, well thought out way. And so it ends up taking a little bit more time, but hopefully that means when we hit the ground, we can hit the ground running. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week got off to a good start, and I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next video.